They call it the HP Omen, and in this video, let's unbox it. I've been waiting for this laptop since about March, and I'm so excited how this Ryzen 7 5800H in the HP Omen stacks up against the competition, such as the Legion 7, the Legion 5 Pro. I can't wait. So in here we have the charger block, which is, it's not too big. Compared to the Legion 7 charger block, it's pretty small actually. So here you go, there's the Legion 7 versus the HP Omen charger block. So that's a massive charger block from Legion 7. This isn't half bad. HP Omen unboxed. I'm gonna save you the terrible noise and just do it quickly. I'm really excited to have this laptop in the studio again this year. Now, one thing I want to point out is this is a exact twin of last year's model. We're not seeing anything different from last year to this year, but if you're new to the HP Omen, let's talk through it. That's the reason I do these unboxings, to really just refresh myself and give you guys my initial impressions. And then later, we're gonna come back and do the full benchmarks, full review, and I'll actually have both models in my studio. I'm gonna have the Ryzen 7 5800H, which is this model here, and also the Ryzen 9 5900HX. So if you wanna look at those reviews, they're gonna be here in the YouTube cards above once I record them and post them onto YouTube. If you have questions about this laptop that you wanna see come out in those reviews, I will do my best to include them. I can't guarantee that. I only have so much time, but go ahead and comment below this video and I'll try and include your preferences in that video. Okay, first and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about the build quality here. This is a plastic top cover, aluminum keyboard deck, and I think it's an aluminum bottom cover. Don't totally quote me on that. If you know for sure that this is plastic or aluminum, go ahead and comment below. Bring us some feedback. I haven't done my full due diligence to figure that out. The side panels are aluminum as well though, which is great. So what I really love about this laptop is you get a fantastic punch for performance for around the $1,400 to $1,200 price point, depending on when you're purchasing it and different sales going on. If you're curious about the exact pricing and availability, you can head down in the description below. I'll include a link and you can say exactly what the pricing is. And if you want to purchase it, that link will be an affiliate link. So I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. Okay, now as we're looking at the side panel, you can see that we have the RJ45, USB Type A, our power port, HDMI, headphone jack, and then the coveted SD card slot. It's what I love about this laptop. They continue to think about creators and the fact that gonna put that SD card slot in there for video, photos. Such a great inclusion in this laptop. So many companies are getting rid of that. We have the USB Type A's here, a vent, mini display port, and a USB Type C. So that's the great thing about this laptop is a lot of ventilation. We have a vent along the right side panel, along the back panel of the chassis. We have a vent along the top of the keyboard deck as well as along the bottom of the chassis. So this laptop is very well ventilated. And last year, we saw some pretty good thermals out of this laptop. Nothing I was like, whoa, it runs so cool. But it was good, especially when you compare this to something like the Ryzen 9 5900HX, which I just reviewed in the Razer Blade 14, and it was just insanely hot. And I'm really curious how this HP Omen is going to handle that Ryzen 9 5900HX. Will it run cooler than the Razer Blade 14? We're going to have to find out. I'm really excited to find out about that. Okay, the next thing I want to look at, let's go ahead and pull open the screen. How is it opening and closing with one hand? Good there. Whoa, okay, that was my fault. That was my fault. There we go, okay. I grabbed the actual bottom of the chassis instead of the keyboard deck. All right, so it opens and closes smoothly with one hand. As you can see, the edges, this was one of my critiques last year. The edges are a little on the sharp side. They have very aggressive edges. It's nothing that shows bad build quality. It's just the design they chose to make. Now, something that I would say is a little preferential is I wish they would have kind of worked on the way they nestle this bottom cover into the side panel. It kind of sits in where it leads a little bit of an edge there. I don't love that. It's fine. It's not like it's gonna catch or break unless you're hitting it up against your desk or something. But overall, it's just kind of a little preference thing. Okay, so as we're opening and closing the lid, let's go ahead and check out the screen flex. So it has quite a bit of screen flex. Talking like Lori. Talking about quite. Okay, anyway, moving on. So a little bit of screen flex here, and then along the bottom we have some screen flex as well. So there are a few, I guess, like assembly preferences that I don't love about this laptop, just to be totally honest. But the funny thing is I'm trying to be super critical because I feel like people are gonna be like, you're such an HP Omen fanboy, because I like this computer so much. The price to performance and build quality you get for this laptop is just unbeatable. The only thing that really comes close would be something like the Legion 7, which I will be doing a full comparison with in the coming weeks. So keep an eye out for that on the channel. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the keyboard deck. They have this offset section of keys where you have your toggle switches, and then you have this random grouping of keys, which honestly, besides maybe the HP Omen Command Center, the calculators actually be pretty good, and the print screen, I don't see I would really use these too much. So this is probably a design decision that I wouldn't have made personally. I would have shifted these keys over. I would have moved maybe some of these function keys onto the function key bar and removed this kind of shifted keyboard deck. And maybe HP, if you're listening and you want to take some design feedback for the future, I'd put speakers here. If I was going to redesign this, I'd get rid of this patch of keys, somehow integrate it up here, and put some upward facing speakers on this laptop. And I think that would just really nail it. Okay, the next thing I want to look at is the keyboard. This is one of my absolute favorite keyboards. It is so quiet, soft touch, and then moving to the trackpad, it is so good. It is such a great trackpad. Last year when I first got my hands on this laptop, I like ran out into my kitchen. I was like, you gotta feel this trackpad, babe. It's amazing. And I still feel that same way. Like I said, please don't call me a fanboy of this laptop. Well, I guess you could, because I really do like it, but I'm trying to give a very fair assessment, and I hope that doesn't come across too critical, as I'm really trying to search for things that, okay, yeah, that's not the best design choice. But what I always run back to with this laptop, and I'm probably just repeating myself, is that the price to performance to build quality is like unbeatable. Okay, it's very hard to find a laptop like this. All right, now as far as the weight and thickness, that is one slight negative. It is a little weighty, but it's pretty thin and light for a gaming laptop. Okay, so if we're comparing this to an actual thin and light laptop, like let's say the Dell XPS or maybe the MSI Prestige 14, yeah, this thing is definitely thick. It is definitely heavy, but as a gaming laptop is concerned, it's a really good pick. One thing to point out, if you're somebody who hates fingerprints, this laptop is actually pretty perfect for you. It is very difficult to put fingerprints on this laptop. And if you do, you can literally probably just like take your shirt and they wipe right off. Compared to the Razer Blade 14, this thing is so unfingerprintable. The Razer Blade 14 is atrocious when it comes to fingerprints. So great work figuring out how to not have fingerprints showing up on your laptop. And yeah, I mean, if you have like a lotion on your finger and you rub your finger across it, you'll probably get an oil mark. But overall, it's pretty unfingerprintable, which is great. One thing that stands out to me is this big, thick, chunky bezel at the bottom. I wish they would like half this, and that would give us a whole half-inch more of screen room, and it just wouldn't be visually as, I guess, disappointing. I see more and more computers get these nice thin bezels. It makes the screen very nice to look at. And so that was one area that I think we could see improvement maybe in the next iterations of this laptop. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this laptop open, take off the bottom cover, and let's check out the upgrade path. So as I pull off the bottom cover, you can see the heat pipes coming over through here. You can see you have your open SSD on this side, your occupied SSD on this side, and you can easily access your RAM for a quick upgrade. So overall, this is a fantastic and very easy upgrade path. We have our battery here, which is a 70.91 watt hour battery. And once we get into the full benchmarks, we'll be able to test that and see how much battery life that will give us. So overall, great arrangement of components, easy to access, pretty satisfied with it. That's again, another nice reason why I really enjoy this laptop. Fanboy, he's such a fanboy. Fanboy status. Hate me for it. That's what it is. I'm sorry. I really like it. Like a lot of laptops, especially like this one. Anyway, links if you're ready to make a purchase, likes if this video has brought you some value, and subs if you don't want to miss out, something out. Don't miss out on the future episode. We're going to come at you with it soon. All right, I got to go. Bye.